All right, here we are. Okay. We reconvened this one, the Senate Transportation Committee we had a bill come back. It was S-47, Senator Perchlik. Is that the number?
He might have just got
Yes.
bumped off. I saw just as we went live, it said he left. So we might just give him a minute to get back on.
Okay.
Can you hear
I
me?
can answer that question. No, it is
Okay.
S-47.
All right. Okay. Go right ahead. Yeah. Okay. Good morning, Anthony. Yeah, we'll just, we have one bill and we just want to go with it. And Senator Perchlik was one of the leads on it. So why don't you tell us where we are? Thank you.
Okay. Do you want me to wait for him to come back?
Yeah, if he's here, is he having a problem to get in or?
He's here. I just heard him say something. Senator Perkins.
Yeah, he was talking to us.
Yeah, he got, just as we went live, he got bumped off. So maybe Julie needs to watch for him.
Yes, his picture is still here, so maybe he just lost his audio.
You can hear us, Senator Perchlik. We cannot hear you.
Yeah, I'm having technical difficulties.
There he is.
Oh, okay. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't. Sometimes I get bumped off, so.
Okay, you're coming in clear, so we'll have Anthea bring us up to date and then you can take it from there. Thank you.
Okay, so to refresh everyone's memory, S-47 was your bill that addressed those three issues, allowing for the non-franchised ZEV manufacturer to have a warranty or service facility center in Vermont, dealing with the competition between your traditional legacy OEM manufacturers and their dealers. And then what sort of is being called in the House, the suggestion box, where you would be accepting through the Department of Motor Vehicles proposals for how you could modify the Auto Dealer Franchise Act next legislative session to sort of deal with some of those proposals that came from VEDA and just the fact that you ran out of time and manufacturers also maybe having some suggested changes to Chapter 108 of Title IX. So you did get a proposal of amendment back from the House, and I will put up a share screen in a second that will show a 3-column side-by-side just to show you the change, which is a very, very small change. And then I also am going to take the opportunity, since we're live on YouTube, to thank the amazing staff in the Senate Secretary's office and the House Clerk's office, because there was a small typographic error, a word was left out, and they were able to add it back today. So very much appreciative of their work to get that dealt with. With that introduction and stalling a little bit to see if Senator Perchlik could make it back in, hopefully you can see a 3-column side-by-side right now. So what is all the way to the left is Section 4 in your version of S-47. Aside from doing some small changes, going from 0 emissions without a hyphen and with an S on the end of emissions to make it plural. The House has it all being 0 hyphen emission, which is more consistent with what's used in the industry. This is the only change that they made, and that was to split what you had as Section 4, which would have all been effective on passage, into 2 sections, Section 4 and Section 4A, and Section 4A becomes effective on July 1 of 2022. So what that means is, and we can see this as we go across the columns, you would have had the prohibition on what manufacturers, these are the traditional legacy OEM manufacturers, what the prohibition on them competing with their own dealers to include the retail sale of parts and accessories of those new motor vehicles. You would have that being part of what is effective on passage. The House version, this is the middle column, does not include that language in Section 4. Instead, it includes it in Section 4A. That's the section that's effective on July 1 of 2022. So there's basically a 1-year delay where manufacturers can continue selling retail sale of continue with the retail sale of parts and accessories without going through dealers. The second change, and it's similar in that it's just a delay by about 1 year to July 1 of 2022, is the prohibition that you included on manufacturers offering new motor vehicles through a subscription or like agreement. And if you'll remember, the subscription agreement is sort of in its infancy. It's not clear what direction that's going in, if this is something that a lot of manufacturers are going to be offering, if it's something that dealers are going to be offering, but it's kind of an in-between, not quite a lease, not quite a rental. You pay a subscription fee and then you have access to a vehicle that you can swap out throughout the year. But that is something that is not really fully formed and available on the market yet. So this is having a 1-year delay on that prohibition. So you'll see in section 4 in the House version, what would be effective on passage. That language is not included. There is no subdivision 4. And then in section 4A, it's added back in. So it'd be effective on July 1 of 2022. So that's the substantive difference. There is a delay of a bit over 1 year on the retail sales of parts and accessories and the offering of subscription agreements for new motor vehicles.
Senator Perchlik?
Yeah, I'm fine with the pushing it back a year, but did they take testimony that the manufacturers are actually doing this, or they just wanted to have that flexibility?
So they took testimony from GM, which does have, and I have the name of the company, but they have like a side entity that does direct sell parts and accessories. It's not clear to me if it would fall under the definition of a manufacturer. I don't know enough about the business relationship. And then I believe Volvo is the only manufacturer that is offering subscription agreements statewide. The other manufacturers that have started doing it have been doing it in specific cities or specific markets. They did take testimony again from GM just about the fact that this is new. It's not clear where it's going. It's not clear if dealers are going to want to offer subscription agreements in Vermont, if manufacturers are going to want to offer them in Vermont. And I think the impetus behind this recommendation came from testimony that House Commerce took and then made the recommendation of the delay to House Transportation, is just that it's not really clear what purpose this is serving in the market yet. And since there's going to be a process for getting proposals that, this could align with changes that are made to Chapter 108 next year. But one thing to keep in mind is this is putting the wheels in motion. So to change this next session, there would need to be, a repeal, or there would be some other change to section 4097. So this is saying, this is the plan, July 1, 2022, manufacturers are not going to be able to do this. And it would take a change by the General Assembly to deviate from that course.
Can we go back to that part of the parts thing and selling for a year in that July 2022? I just want to be clear on that. I was in that business for a long, long time, and I don't really know what they're trying to do. And if somebody knows, just tell me. I don't understand what they're trying to do by getting that extra year of parts and all that. What happens after July 22nd? What's the disadvantage to the manufacturers once July 22nd, 2022 gets there? I don't understand what they're trying to accomplish, I guess. Does anybody, Andy, Senator Perchlik, do you understand what's going on?
I think they just, since GM got involved and had more testimony than we heard, they just wanted to have that year because it sounds like they might be the only manufacturer that is actually selling parts, because they're, like you pointed out, there are manufacturers don't sell the parts now. So it sounds like maybe they just wanted to give them a year to continue to do that. And maybe they'll come back next year with something else, but it could have been that they just didn't like it and they couldn't get it out. So they just pushed it back a year. That could have been it too.
So GM's testimony is that it's AC Delco
Yeah.
that distributes parts, and that AC Delco has some sort of business relationship with GM. And there just was not time to really delve into whether or not they met the definition of a manufacturer with ownership in the House. But GM brought up AC Delco as their concern with that language.
Yeah, that makes me very suspicious. I can just tell you that. I'll go with what the committee wants to go with to pass this and to get it done. But there's something more to that story than not. AC Delco has been GM since AC Delco was AC Delco. So there's something there's something that's funny that's going on there that the manufacturers have up their sleeve, which I don't really understand where it's at, but something's there. They've been GM forever. That's AC Delco is GM, so something's
Did the dealers accept this as all right, the auto dealers?
Yeah, I heard from the Auto Dealers Association, and they said they support the house changes.
That kind of nails it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does for me. So, yeah. I gotta sit there and wonder what's,
Just want to make sure the dealers are protected, because that was our whole mission from day one, to make sure that we didn't hurt our dealers. And I think Marilyn Miller, she talked to me last week. I think she was all right with it. So I don't know. I hope they're all right with it.
That's what they told me
Who did you talk with, Andy?
with their lobbyist,
Oh,
Claire.
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 Okay. All right. Well, she would know.
we would know.
Okay. Anything else in the, yes, go ahead.
Just when I was having that technical difficulty, did you, Anthea, say anything that they had a change to the suggestion box time, or that's all the same?
Everything else is the same. It will still be late December that the DMV needs to collect the proposals in the suggestion box, and you'll get them in early January. And I know that this is something that House Commerce is very excited to tackle. So it could be that you do not need to be the starter of that process next session.
I welcome them to take it on. No, I'm fine with the changes, and I suggest we concur.
Concur.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
All right. A motion been made. We concur. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll concur. And Andy, you want to handle it? Okay, you do that. Senator Kitchell, are we all wrapped up for the week now? We're getting out of here tomorrow at noon or what?
I don't know. I hope
I don't know.
tomorrow at noon, right? No, not tomorrow at noon. Hopefully by Friday.
Well, I heard the budget is getting, as I see on TV last night, you're all doing well, so. That's-
Mhm.
Okay, I guess that's all we needed this morning.
Okay.
All right, see you 10 o'clock.
That's it for the year.
Yeah.
Transportation won't have to meet again this year, right?
No, that's it. Thank
A
you.
great year.